My name is Monique Lovato, and I am the Executive Director of the National Energy and Utility Affordability Coalition, NEUAC for short.
And this is not your first LIHEAP Action Day. How long have you been involved in LIHEAP Action Day?
This is my first LIHEAP Action Day. I'm the new Executive Director. NEUAC was formed just about a year and a half ago from two other organizations that merged. So this is my trial by fire at LIHEAP Action Day.
And what impact have you seen LIHEAP make in local communities or in the nation in general in your time so far?
So I have a little bit of a history in the utility industry where I managed philanthropy, and I also worked very closely at the company where I used to be, Xcel Energy. We worked very closely with the State Fuel Fund in Colorado. And I've seen people, mostly what I've seen is people who were able to hang on to their housing when they were able to pay all or part of their utility bill. And I have to say, the folks that work with them one-on-one at the utilities, most of these utilities that are here today have really specialized teams that are almost like counselors for people, and they really help them get through a crisis. And sometimes I would see in their cubicles, letters, thank you letters, come back from families who were able to keep their housing or get housing. They were able to stay in their neighborhood so that their kids got to go to the same schools, because when kids have to move around, it's very disruptive. It's bad for their education. So there's a lot of ripple effect when a family goes through a vulnerable crisis like that, when they are not able to pay their utility bills. It's kind of a domino effect for them.
And what message do you want to share most with representatives on the Hill today?
Well, at the current time, LIHEAP funding is right at about $3.3 billion, which is barely enough to really field a national effort. At $4.7 billion, states can really begin to make an impact and be able to prepare for weather crises, and we've had a couple of them the last couple of winters, and people forget that we also have crises in the summertime. So cooling issues have become a much bigger deal. So when the level of the program is at least at 4.7 billion, states are able to plan for rather than just constantly be reacting to some of these crises.
Do you have any best allies on the Hill, and what have they done to support NEUAC and the program in general?
So being new to this work, I haven't worked a lot with members on the Hill, but I do know that Representative Peter Welch, who we're giving an award to today, is a longtime supporter on the Hill, and we're very grateful to his steadfast support. We have a retiring member of the Senate, Senator Barbara Mikulski, who also has been a huge supporter, not only at a national level, but in her state of Maryland as well. She was able to get more funding for Maryland this year. So we have, some longtime supporters, and as we heard this morning in our briefing, we have a lot of new freshmen. It's our opportunity to introduce them to LIHEAP and to introduce them to the stories and the sort of the breadth of the network of providers that are out there, because the federal dollars actually help leverage other dollars, private dollars, state dollars, and so they're not only critical for the cash assistance that they provide on their own, but a lot of these states and fuel funds have gotten more creative and been able to bring in other sectors of the energy industry, but the LIHEAP dollars then are those dollars that get leveraged.
And following up on that, what do you think is the most important message to communicate to the freshman members today?
That the program really needs to be at 4.7 billion in order to be a viable program. Right now, we're only serving 1 out of 5 eligible households. So why have those eligibility rules if you're going to rule out, 4 out of 5 of the people that really need the help?
And what is something that the average citizen or voter doesn't know about LIHEAP, or how the congressional budget for it affects the program?
Well, I guess what I would say is when 4 out of 5 eligible households are not being served, probably everybody in America knows somebody who is struggling to pay their utility bill.
And is there anything else about you, your organization, or today that you'd like to share with us?
Well, we have a record number of advocates here today. We have almost 200 people registered that are out there on the Hill making visits, and what we're really hoping is that our folks also amplify our message by using social media this year. So if they can send their information to info@neuac.org, it's going to get amplified. But we will have a bigger effect, I think, this year, which is important. All this is built on relationships. So we have more people, we have more new members. So we're hoping that's going to be a match that really helps LIHEAP funding.